Good morning. Doing a little bit of a tour of the pergola. It's in the kind of general tour, but I thought I might talk about it a little bit. Mostly, mostly it might be boring, but the construction of it was a little interesting in some of the materials, and so if people are curious, then it might be useful for other people that are building similar spaces. So, the pergola, first of all, I just call it that. It's kind of like a greenhouse. You can see behind me here. Essentially, it's a 16 by 32 foot structure, and a lot like a greenhouse. I mean, honestly, it was essentially built like a pergola when it didn't have a roof and walls on it. But we added panels and all kinds of stuff to it, and it's getting a little bit more climate controlled as I add more materials. So it gives you kind of an idea of where it evolved from. Now, the pergola is intended to be for people to come in and kind of sit, have a little bit of space for drinking coffee, chatting, and we're going to put plants all over in here as well because we put plants everywhere. So that's sort of a standard thing. I'm going to switch camera view so I can give you a little bit better idea of each thing. So what you're looking at there is some fun faux fur fabric we put over the doors, and the doors are big barn door sliding doors, and so they are, out of just sort of the nature of those doors, quite porous when it comes to leaking air. Let me go out here and so you can see. There's one of the rings of Mesmerelda. So you can see these big barn doors that pretty much they are just there for us to be able to put a lot of big stuff in, slide back and forth. I might build in a more traditional door so there's a little bit better control on thermal. But for now, they work pretty well, and except for being fairly porous, like I mentioned. So we put this faux fur up. As you walk in, you'll notice a lot of the walls have this corrugated polycarbonate material. So this material is twin wall polycarbonate, and I chose it because it's fairly resilient to just about anything as far as pressure or you can kick that stuff and it won't go anywhere, and it's better than glass in terms of its thermal quality. Also much easier to work with because our construction wasn't perfectly straight on some of these walls, and so it's really easy to cut to shape and then frame in. And likewise, I've put it as part of the ceiling material. Above, we actually have the material is a marine vinyl. So we decided to do the roof in a marine vinyl because it's a 30-year type of material. It was really easy to roll over and shingle, and relatively inexpensive compared to roof. Plus, it's transparent. So we put a roof in as well, and this twin wall material actually has to be added to for a little bit better thermal. There's so many gaps in, like you can see this gap up here where a lot of the pieces have been put together, and so I need to go through and actually put some secondary layers on that stuff. So once we did that, we also added these Mr. Cool systems for heating and cooling and climate control. We have a little bit of a radiant heater in here as well, currently, just because the actual airflow through here is still, it's like a little bit of a Swiss cheese environment still. It's getting better. Just slowly building onto things. There's a lot of construction. You can see I've got my, there's tools out everywhere and kind of debris in the way, but this whole area back here, there's a little bit of a fireplace. Well, not a little bit. There's a fireplace. That'll be going in so that we can make this area back here some seating, some kind of outdoor furniture, a little more comfortable for people, and then shelving all the way around. There's a mural that's going to go on this back wall, and you can see I have a projector and a pull-down screen. And that's because we do educational videos. I'm very fond of watching plant videos. I had Summer Rain Oaks up earlier. She's one of my favorite channels to watch. And Red Leaf Exotics, from where I bought a lot of the Nepenthes. that I have. But the screen rolls up so that we can have a little bit more of a sunlight permeation into the space. There's a lot of stuff on the ground. These are the light controllers for the Grand Rings of Mesmerelda. There's a, let's see, 1,800 LEDs per ring, and currently there's 3 rings. There's a 4th one we'll be adding, so those are sitting over there. And yeah, that's pretty much just a quick explanation of the space. Like I mentioned, it's 16 by 32. As we're building, and the people that are here, Vicky, myself, Morgan, Ray, some of the people that are here all the time, kind of planning and helping to build and creating things. Sometimes take a little bit of a break and do things like this little Lego, beautiful Lego orchid thing that Vicky and I put together, mostly Vicky. And you know, so we're adding fun things in here. People can come in and sit and do puzzles, Legos, and when they're not playing in the dome and looking at plants. So yeah, that's the quote-unquote pergola. Probably it deserves a better name than that, but that's what it's called for now.